He's
Oh,
definitely
there's the
traveling
three from
around.
Coop with 3 minutes left.
Yep. Oh my gosh, Coop's starting to show up. You see, that's the thing. Coop keeps making plays. Like I'm trying not to glaze him right now, and he's making plays. Like what am I supposed to do?
He's delivered at the end of games every time because he's had this a little bit before as well too. I forget who I was hearing him say like he's never really played a bad game, but he has had stretches where it takes him a while to get going, but it seems like by the time we get to the end of all of these games, he's found his stride at some point and
Exactly. Yeah. Once he's gotten warmed up, he's in it.
yeah.
He's in it. And that's the thing is that like that intensity is something you can't teach, you know. And I love Duke's switching on defense. They're just so seamless with it. It's probably why they're it's the reason why they're gonna win the game
Oh,
too.
the
It's the
rejection
reason
by
why their
Coop.
defense is exactly. That's why I'm like I'm trying not to glaze him right now, but damn,
Who's the
like, oh geez,
furry in the
Coop just got
background? Is that the Cougars mascot? That's kind of scary.
I don't know. It's kind of scary. But yeah, no, it is a joy to watch the seamless switching on defense. And it's something that I think in all sports is great to watch when a team is on the same page and they can just switch like seamlessly.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of the funny things like in also ultimate frisbee where they're like, you know, the old style coaches are like, just run harder, like you just play better defense, you
Yeah,
ran
Bobby
faster. And it's
Knight.
like, or we could just switch everything and like it would actually be better because we're all in position.
No, you're
Like
wrong. You've got to
I
compete.
think exactly you gotta give more heart out there, you know.
It's all about heart. Yeah.
But no, that's why, and when you have the length that they do, you know, that's why you can switch like they do, you
Hmm.
know. But I don't know. It's a minute and a half left.
What do we got? I've got a 7 point game right now, minute 45. Duke with the ball.
Yeah, I'm understand.
So
Oh, they
Crier
took
has
him to the
brought the
line. That's
intensity, but the
oh,
perimeter from the rest of the guys has they've had a couple looks from three and they just haven't been able to get them to go here at the end of the game. The refs are
yeah.
very animated right now on the calls. This baseline ref on the change of direction call a couple of times is really,
He's in it.
a
He's
couple of 10
feeling
out of
it. There
10
probably some yelling.
performances.
Cup of yelling. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. That turnover by Proctor is kind of surprising.
It
I
was
don't know if
not
you've seen
good.
it yet. It's been a little.
They got a little bit of a
Yeah.
cushion here and their defense is good
They're a
enough.
little tired. Yeah. That's the thing is that like even when they start to cut into the lead, they just have a lead, you know, all the time. And so when someone makes a run, it's like okay, you know, it's no longer a 10 point lead. It's a 4 or 5 in this case. And it's like, all right, like literally someone just needs to hit a three. They go and like stop them on the other end and then get a layup and a foul. Like
As
it
a
feels like they're
as a Duke as a, sort of a adopted Duke fan this year, how worried about Florida and Clayton after seeing them?
not really at all. Not really at all. I didn't
Mmm.
see anything special. It was kind of one player doing his thing. And this team is really built for that one player type thing because they're just so open to switching. Like it wasn't a whole team shooting. It wasn't, and they barely won too, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like anyone was dominating and like the other team show I actually would have been more worried about Jerome Bohm, just because of his size. I think size could get this team a little bit just because they don't, you know, part of the hard part about switching is that, you know, if you don't have that big, then they can bully you. And the Auburn guy, you know, maybe there's a chance he can bully this team, really get fouls, foul out people because, you know, Malach last game got into some foul trouble. But,
Mm.
and he got a little bit here, but yeah, with that, you know, Clayton, the perimeter defense is this team's specialty. You know, Knuppel, Cooper, like they can all guard the oh, did they call timeout? They call timeout. Okay. Wow, the intensity is high right now. Houston's fighting for their life. Um, but yeah, that's what I'd say. The perimeter defense is not concerning.
Pettiford
Not
doesn't worry at
concerning.
all. The Pettiford versus
Nah,
Knipple matchup, or I guess
they're
Pettiford was
gonna be
Auburn. Sorry,
fine.
Clayton and who's the other guy? They got Condon, Ha.
Mm,
They do have the center did play pretty well today against Broom. Gave him mix, but he's also more. I feel like he's in kind of that Malik sort of rim runner, shot blocker type role. So that might be a more neutral matchup between the bigs in this game. But Flag is obviously, the more projectable star for the NBA stuff. But Clayton has been every bit as good of a, big game performer and deliverer as Flag has been in these moments. So I'm not going to rule him out as a shot
Yeah.
maker. He's been basically
Reminds
getting
me of
anything he
Janet
wants.
Juzang, your boy. I know you love him. Oh
Juzang?
my gosh.
Is
Yeah.
Juzang still on the
Uh-oh.
Jazz?
Uh-oh. Don't hold your knee like that, Coop. Damn.
Uh-oh. Is that the ACL hold?
No, he's good. He's good. He's not rolling. He's not rolling. It's just a sore. Yeah, he got his knees knocked. His knees knocked. He's good. He's good. Dang, they pretty much tackled him. They said, "You not getting this dang ball, bro."
You got to just sacrifice it all in the last 70 seconds.
And it's always funny when like the other team finally does like a full court press, and they're like, "Oh, this could have like worked the whole time." Were they
Oh!
the one that like showed someone could do like a 5 minute mile? Everyone could do 5 minute mile or something.
On Houston?
Sub five. Yeah, was it Houston's team or was it Auburn? Someone was there. Was one of the teams was like, "Yeah, we can
I
do a
feel like
sub."
Calvin Sampson's definitely running a boot camp over there. It's definitely him.
Yeah, I think it is them. They could all run a sub five, like less than 6 minute mile, which is insane, by the way, for people listening at home. That's you have like 6'6" guys, running that fast. Like that is insane. And it makes it easier when they have to run quickly home since they're nearby, same state.
Are they able to keep
Straight
that
up.
stamina into the
Oh,
season, though?
Brady. Yeah, sure. Man, talk about the rest are just gonna be the arbiters of the end of this game, huh? Jeez.
Oh, speaking of guys going down, pause. Norman Powell. Looks like maybe a
Oh,
rolled ankle right now.
no, geez.
Okay, okay.
Man, you got multi-screen over there?
We got a little upgrade, a little double screen setup.
Okay, okay, we love it. We love to hear it.
A little NBA on
Oh,
one,
for
a
the
little Final Four on the
Clippers.
other. Okay, he's limping around. He's fine.
Are the Clippers good now?
I think they might be if their guys are out there. Norm
Yeah, I
Powell,
keep hearing like
Kawhi, and Harden together.
Kawhi. I've been hearing Kawhi is starting to do some stuff. He's starting to look good to end the season here. I don't know. Are we gonna get a vintage Kawhi season or playoffs?
I just don't think that that's going to happen.
Okay,
At
you
some
don't
point,
trust Kawhi, huh?
not every team that we look at, there's just going to be teams that we look at times and go, yeah, there are glimpses of what that team could be, but how often are these teams actually getting to their peak level? And, I guess, like we're saying, the Clippers are playing better here at the end of the year, but they just time and time again with this core in the playoffs. It's not that they have necessarily always, of course, played poorly and disappointed. It's just the injuries and some performances and just a combination of everything has always led to them having early playoff exits. So the fact that it's just for a team like them where so many things have gone wrong in the past, is everything going to go right now all of a sudden
Yeah,
for this season? For the season, I don't know. It just doesn't seem very Clippers like if that were to happen.
yeah, I don't know.
Kawhi
Yeah,
being
I
healthy
don't
for a
know.
playoff
It's
run.
totally new. So we're having something I've never seen before in basketball. Not to totally change the subject. So Zion James is trying to inbound the ball, and the Houston guy stripped it.
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, the announcer just said he's never seen anything like this. I don't. So does he get a tech?
he was
Did they give him a tech?
he was
Like
hitting his
what?
own
What do
like
you do now?
head.
Like you can't eject him. Like it's not that bad, but I've never seen that before. Okay, let's see what they're saying.
It could be a technical free throw, a little, you know, timeout with no timeout situation. They just have to make a ruling. They're like, what's fair? Just give him a free throw. That's always the default at
Wow.
the park.
Okay, so it's a technical foul and they get the ball.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. That's such a momentum loss right there. Like that almost feels like a safety, where it's like not that much in terms of actual scoring besides, them getting the ball, which they do in this case too. But like, like dang, like you really got sacked in the end zone, like and we've seen safeties before, but I've never seen that before. Like how the heck do you do that? Like, I don't know. You kind of can't do that, you know? Am I wrong?
And still a minute 15 left, down 5. Like if they get a
Now it's
stop on
down
this
6.
possession,
They have to get a stop on this position. Well, oh, so it was a technical. Yeah, my bad. I spelled it. Knuppel made the
oh yeah, so
shot.
yeah, technical free throw incoming, yeah.
Yeah. So it is a 6 point, but now Duke just kills the clock and you get a foul. You make your 2 free throws. That's an 8 point game, you know? Like that's a backbreaker right there. Let's see. Well, they gotta actually make a shot. Wait, hope. I'm not gonna say anything.
Uh-oh. Don't do it again, Flag. The Cooper Flag roller coaster for this game.
I'll tell you what. I will say Houston has had opportunities to win this game. They just kind of need to take it from them, and it seems like they're trying to do that right now. Duke is just slow to a stop on offense. Am I wild here? Like, what are we doing?
No, yeah, you're right. I'm at the Scion killing the clock at the top of the key, and that's the problem. You give yourself 10 seconds to operate. Now the pressure
Exactly.
on Knippel, he gets the ball at the top with 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Great defense on the drive. Was that the guy that swatted the inbound?
They've had a straight 10 minutes of bad offense. Like, they haven't run a good play well once. Like, I don't know what's going
sharp
on
sidestep! Back!
It's not looking good right now.
Houston cuts it to 3 with 32.4.
It's insane to me they can't get a single lob to Man. Like, come on, Mawad. They've just said, nope, you're not getting anything.
Sharp might be on first team all watch list if he goes back to college next year. Shout out. What a gamer. Big threes all tournament.
For real.
The sidestep on Duke. Uh-oh. I feel like the thing is I still feel a little like as a guy who did pick Duke in the bracket, like I'm not emotionally invested in Duke winning, but as like will my pick be correct
I am
sort
at
of
this point.
Yeah, I know you are, but
I know you are.
I just the confidence that I still would have in the Duke guys making a play here at the end of the game is still superior. Them up 3.
Yeah, I mean, they're still up by 30 seconds. Like, if they lose this, it's on Duke to lose this game. Like, if they lose, it's all their fault. Like, it's not like Houston, of course, made some shots. They put themselves in the position to win. But, like, it's their game to lose for Duke. And it's like, you guys just decided for 10 minutes that you couldn't run a single play. Like, I haven't seen anyone take a good shot in, like, this half.
John Shire.
Coop's threes.
He really is a Coach K disciple.
I guess. Choking in the big moments. All right, they're back in. Oh.
The last 10 minutes, he just doesn't run no plays.
I'll tell you, this full court press is serious work. And I don't know why the heck they can't get open. Like, almost always, you can at least find one guy.
And maybe they went away a little of the physicality for moments in the second half there for where it was at the first half at times. Where it felt like some of the Cooper Flag stuff.
Another timeout. We got to show more abs.
They were swarming him.
Oh, what are they reviewing? Oh, are they seeing where the ball is being taken?
Yeah, Duke can't even get a clean look right now. Swatted out by Sharp.
What are they reviewing?
Are they running the... They're not running the football plays. We saw Florida run the football play inbound style stuff at the end of that game. Duke is just sticking to the old school basketball.
I think they're making sure he threw it within 5 seconds.
Can they review for a 5-second violation?
That's definitely a deflection. I don't think Coop touched that.
They're reviewing the last swat out? Just let him play.
I don't. Imagine they lose because the fingernail of Coop. Coop didn't even touch the ball.
Plus, it's one of those classic spirit of the rule things. Like
3, 4. Oh, he got it out at 4.59. Come on, man. Come on now, man.
We clocked it.
Do they need it? Do they need the stopwatch? Like, oh my gosh.
Plus, that's just classic.
He
The defender
actually,
swats it out like it's the offensive
yeah,
player's ball.
exactly. Like, just play ball, man. Sometimes this is too much. Too much. But then, if they miss it, guess what? Who's going to be killing them later?
I think
Even though
either
they
way,
missed
it's
that kick
off on
ball
Sharp.
earlier, they still missed calls. Okay. And I think they were seeing the time too, 4/10 of a second. Thank God they figured out. I mean, maybe at the end of the game, it's the 4/10 mean something. But,
Yeah,
oh, they're going to start fouling people.
imagine
Tyrese
reviewing for a
Proctor shoots
5-second
68.
call. That's insane.
Tyrese Proctor shoots 68% from the free throw. Maybe he's not an NBA player.
Yeah, I was just about to say, get him off the list now. That's crazy. Sub 70
Diesel.
for a guard?
That's insane. They literally have to run to play like they're underneath the basket just to get the ball in. Like,
yeah, run the football
I
stuff.
think
There we
they
go.
are
The
running.
tush push.
There you go. Knupple's open. Oh my gosh.
On the
What are
slant.
we doing? Oh, gee. Oh, he bricked it. Oh, it's dunked in though with 25 seconds. It's a 1-point game. Can these guys inbound the ball once?
Oh!
For the love of God.
Houston!
Inbound the ball. What? Is it so hard?
Houston, they are a
There you
problem.
go.
They're on a
There you go.
comeback.
There you go. There you go. Up one. Okay. Of course, they foul the guy who's 68% from the free throw line. Jeez.
Proctor.
Houston, we don't have a problem.
Proctor.
Gosh. I can't believe they can't inbound the ball. Like, what is going on here? Like, set a screen. What are we doing?
This is like you and I, Texas A&M.
Oh, my gosh. Now it's, of course, and now Proctor's on the line, 1-1. Jeez Louise. 1-1. Proctor on the line, 68% from free throw. They said the one person who shouldn't be here.
He's clutch. There's no way. There's no way. You got to throw that back to Flag.
He bricked it.
Proctor.
Oh, my gosh.
You got to throw that back to Flag.
He bricked it. Oh, my
gosh. Oh, no.
Oh, wait. They said foul on Flag?
Ain't no way. Is this... I mean, you can't really call this like Jimmy V and the upset with NC State, but this feels like a upset in a major way. I don't know what the line was for this game, but this feels like we're on the edge of something historic. If Houston's able to complete the mission shot.
So now Houston's shooting free throws, and homie 62% from three. You see, this is the problem with these fouls, man.
LeBron.
Now it's just a free throw contest. All right, let's see if he's going to hit his. Jeez Louise, man. Everyone's in the bonus.
How could Proctor,
Dang, Proctor.
in the biggest moments, we talked about his clutchness, and now he's not following through?
All right, we got homie on the line. Oh gosh, he shoots. Of course, he makes it. It's a tie game. 19 seconds. Oh. I can't. Okay. I just had Lou text me and Dale Biter. This is, oh gosh.
We knew there had to be drama at some point in this tournament. Something surprising was going to happen. I don't know if Duke necessarily.
Oh my gosh.
Houston getting a win.
Is this a Jalen Suggs moment? Oh gosh, both free throws were made. 19 seconds. Why can't they take a timeout? They have a timeout. Okay, they want it across the field. There you go, timeout. Okay, all right. Here we go. This is, hey, look, we wanted the Jordan moment, the nail by a buzzer beater to win the championship game. Can Coop, with the loud noise, with the stuff, 17 seconds, 1-point game. This is it. Does he have it? Does he got the clutch? Does Coop got it? This is literally the Jordan moment. Is the buzzer beater championship, scenario. He's for a chance to go to the championship that they're probably going to win. This is it. This is their toughest test. Is it? I don't know, man. The ball's got to go to Coop, right?
Coop's got to get it here. It's got to be Cooper. It's got to be the nip slip play. He's got to get it to their guy Khan. Oh, Jim Nance in the crowd, the Houston alum. I don't know. Maybe the universe wants to give Jim Nance a
They're in
championship in
Texas. They're in
retirement.
Texas, of course.
Uh-oh, home court advantage.
Exactly. The crowd, but this is it. This is where you see
And that's
Iggy
one of the
as
few
is the
times where you
greatness
wonder
there.
why Houston again lays off the pressure. You save precious seconds by letting Duke get a couple of free bounces there and bring that ball up the court.
Exactly. No, I don't know why they let off the pressure. They should have kept it up. Duke hasn't been able to inbound the ball, and now I don't
Now
know.
you're gonna let
This is the
This is
most scared I've
actually,
been
like we
for
were
this
saying, the
team
confidence that
all
I
season
have with
long.
Duke. Like, I still kind of still believe in Flag if he gets a good look here. Like, you're going to set up from half court. John Shire hasn't, like you said,
I
drawn up a
just
play in an
can't.
hour of real time, but maybe he cooks up something.
I just can't believe that I'm going to be looking back at this team and be like, yeah, they lost in the semifinal, the Final Four.
It's
Like they were a
happened.
Final
It's
Four
happened
team.
with Duke in the past.
I can't believe it.
That
And I
is,
couldn't believe it then either just when it was just our that Zion team. Okay. They're inbounding the ball.
that is the constant with young
Time's ticking.
teams. Is it Flag? Is it Nip? Is it Proctor? Maybe it's Malik on the putback. They only a 2 wins the game. It could be an offensive rebound there. Houston, you're giving yourself giving Duke
Oh my
time.
gosh.
Oh no, Duke lost the.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no,
Off the
Cooper
front rim.
Flag. Did Craig Elo block the
Wow.
shot? What happened? A Jordan moment gone south. Oh no, Sam's ahead in the live stream
Craig
right now.
Eagle blocked.
He's got to sit on
Wow.
this information.
Off the front rim.
Oh, Cooper
This is
Flag.
off the
Is it
front rim.
Nipple? The inbound to Flag. That classic midi pull-up that he's going for, like we said. The fadeaway. Oh, no. Duke will fall short. No foul at the end until 2.5 seconds left.
Still 2.5 seconds. But
Wow.
I guess they're seeing if they can put more time on it. I can't
Is
I
this
can't
best of
believe it.
three?
This
What are
is
the rules?
one of the biggest meltdowns from a great team in a long time.
What was the lead in this game?
Coop was so short. I could tell he was tired this whole game.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't even close. It was accurate,
Yeah,
but just...
it's gonna be like 3 or 4 seconds. They're gonna be a little bit more time on there. So there'll be enough time to do one dribble and a shot.
Do they get the foul on Sion right after the rebound? That would save some time.
2 shots. Okay, it's a 2-shot foul. Let's see if he makes it. He's gotta make them. It's Crier. He's been making it. Oh my gosh. This team choked.
No timeout, so if you're Crier, do you miss this? I mean, you don't dare miss the second one, do you?
3.7. Okay. What were you saying?
Duke has no timeouts. Do you miss the second one if you're Crier?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to let Duke try to dribble this one out? I feel like Flack
Let's
has still
see.
hit a half quarter, though. Nipple? I feel like
He
his
did
range is
last
limited.
game. I can't believe off the front rim. Off the front rim.
Coop.
He choked. I mean, this team froze for a whole half. They didn't score. They didn't. I don't know why. This is what happens when you say it's college kids, you know.
What happened? Was it Shire? Was it the players?
All right, this is it. Okay, the ball's up.
Crier, we're going to start calling him Baby Keem.
Oh my gosh. The Blue Devils choke. I don't know. I can't. I don't. The
Stunning
Blue
chat.
Devils choke in the Finals 4.
We knew there was going to be drama. We knew there was going to be upset and something unexpected. So Duke, you know, like we said, the stats for all of these teams, these are 4 historic teams. There is no necessarily like, oh, I think, you know, even for the storylines for what we projected this Duke team, there's no necessarily this team fell short. But if you look at this game and the lead that they had and the way that they were playing and the way, like you're saying, the course of the game shifted at the end of the game. There's no way not to say that. Yeah, this is on the Duke Blue Devils for dropping this one. It's unfortunate. Is it a
And
stain on the
maybe the
Cooper Flag
press
resume?
hurt him. Maybe the press hurt him. Maybe some other stuff hurt him, but they weren't able to get a good shot for 10, 11 minutes.
The
They just
inbounding
didn't
stuff
create
is
a good
honestly a
shot
bad.
for
That's
so
kind of
long.
disastrous.
It was, but they were up and they didn't create any good shots. Like they're able to keep a little bit of a lead because of the fouls, but I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't know, man.
We got so
I
close
don't know
to
what to
what
say.
would seem like the two best teams in the college basketball side, the two best players, Walter Clayton and Cooper Flag, Florida and Duke. But Houston says,
See, and I bet Jordan right now is somewhere laughing. Said not quite like me.
that's greatness, kids. That's the thing
That's
about Jordan is he delivered
that's
every
the
time.
difference between exactly, exactly.
If
It's the
would you
difference
rather have
between
Knipple
all
taking the
time
shot?
and really good. No, I don't think. I don't think yeah, Kendrick will take the shot. And he had the ball in that last one, yeah. But
Chat. I don't even know what to say. We just have to give a moment of
I'm
silence for
stunned.
this Cooper Flag Duke team, honestly. Once
I
again,
love this
Duke
team
just
so much.
destroying brackets. We don't want to even pick Duke every year to win the tournament, but we do, and then we just get disgusted with ourselves when they lose. Cooper Flag, you've broken our hearts once again. Duke, it is what it is. But
And
shout
this
out
is
Kelvin
where you
Sampson.
see like he's more of Jason Tatum, you know. People are saying AK-47,
Is he
you know.
Kirilenko?
Exactly. Like more of like a really, really good player, but like you're gonna have him top five ever, you know. Still making a Hall of Fame because everyone's making it, but
Cooper Flag will be on the NBA 100
I don't
team
know.
in 25 years.
I don't know, man.
I guess that's plenty of time to make a
We
full career.
gotta go. Yeah, they for the last 10:30 of the second half, they held Duke to one field goal.
Wow. Basically
One
that full
field
quarter of
goal. They
action.
like they just didn't. Duke just didn't score. They just got clamped. They just couldn't score. And I don't.
And that's what we see in the tournament time and time again as well too. These elite defensive teams, these teams that can scrap it up and make the games really dirty at their level. Like I mean, UConn the last couple of years was doing this as well too. And Duke is capable of playing on that defensive level, but like you're saying, Houston's intensity at the end of the game just able to lock in at a
Yeah,
different level. Cryer, the senior, some experience and intensity. Those are going to be the two things that I think I'm going to be looking for next year in the bracket. Which teams are playing? And defense has always been, of course, important, but
just pick all the number ones next year. Also,
maybe, maybe college basketball is just that way now. Which I'm not against it.
you know.
It's fun watching the good players compete. I mean, we just got two classic tournament games. Everybody's talking about how college basketball is broken. It's like this is perfect. We just got iconic moments.
Yeah,
We got the best players and the best teams matched up against each other. Two very close games all the way down to the end. The star players, I guess, was Cooper Flag delivering, but the star players for Houston delivered. Cooper Flag had moments where he was playing well and, had a chance to deliver as well, too. Iconic what if stuff. Oh, the Duke fans down bad in the stands right now. They're really having high hopes for this one. And it has been a minute since Duke has won the title. In terms of Duke standards, it's been a decade at this point now.
yeah.
Since that last Duke title, 2015, that Tyus Jones team was the last one. Julio Okafor.
And it's rare that it's the talented team or the NBA prospect team wins, and it's almost always the
It's true, yeah.
team like Auburn, like Houston, like Florida that has been there forever. And I actually don't know. Like, I mean, Malad should have probably gotten involved more. They just didn't. They didn't give themselves a chance. I
But you
felt like
think
they
even
just
if they get like
kind
some of
of
the
crumbled.
inbounds and then those can turn into even free throws and then they're fouling them at that point, they're getting a couple of points on the board. Like That's tough. And I don't know what you do at that point. Do you change up the inbounder? Like, should they have gone to Cooper Flag as the inbounder almost and gotten a little bit more size trying to pass in? Or again, just like try to set up a different play to run them. Like, you can get so innovative now with these inbounding type stuff. I just think that's such a basic thing to try to get down in college basketball. If you're struggling with that, then again, you're not even getting into your possession and you're just giving the ball right back to Houston every time.
Yeah.
They hit a couple of threes directly off those turnovers. Like, that's it. It's funny that it became a classic college basketball collapse as well too, and not just Houston necessarily hitting a bunch of shots and getting back in the game. But
No. And that's the thing is, at the end of the day, they beat themselves. They didn't. I think they forced too many shots. I will say, like, Cooper probably forced too many shots. They probably should have, moved the ball around. And guess what? I'm not going to watch the championship. I'm telling you right now. I don't.
oh, boycott!
What am I watching for? We're done. You know what I am watching? I'm watching Paige Buchers. Shut up, South Carolina. That's like win the championship. No, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. South Carolina's been real mouthy though. They're real annoying. Don Staley's the GOAT, but like, come on, y'all. Oh, we weren't the #1 overall. Like, come on now. Like, have you ever seen like like, come on. Like, what? This is what we're complaining about.
They're locked in.
Come on.
They cranked the intensity up in the last.
Oh, you saw the
commercial
commercial?
Texas.
Yeah. The main thing I'm most sad for, the bigger disappointment though. Well, Duke is pretty close, but Juju Watkins getting hurt.
Yeah.
I really, really, really wanted it. But this is pretty close up there. I don't, obviously I was more invested than this. I haven't watched Juju as much, but, this is what happens when I get invested in sports. I haven't gotten invested like this since the Super Bowl. And even then I knew that I could see that one decline. Like, at least
I was going to say your expectations
you
actually
think we're comfortable.
Like, when was the last time your expectations were not met from a sporting standpoint? Like this Mahomes, just generational Mahomes run. It's been like half a decade.
It's been a little bit. I haven't been because there's no basketball team I'm invested with this, like NBA anyway.
Like if Tatum loses, you can just tell yourself.
Maybe Tatum.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And he just won the title.
Yeah,
as well too.
I'd be pretty sad. Like that Warriors one, I'm like, oh, so Curry's just gonna kill you guys every possession. Like that one, I was a little upset, but Robert Williams got hurt. I love Curry too. I love those purple shoes he had on. Like he was killing it. I was like,
checked
all right.
All the boxes.
I was like, all right. I can't hate on Curry, but I don't know anyone on Houston. I don't give a crap. And these guys were up. They were up by like a significant amount. Like they gave this game away.
Knipple, Flag, they should have definitely held out on offense a little bit more at the end of this one, but. I mean, for Knipple anyways, and for Proctor from the NBA stuff, it all looks still. That's the problem. Like, it all still looked good from that side of stuff. They all still performed. They all still played well, but they just weren't able to close out the game in the final seconds when it really matters. And again, it's not going to matter from a Cooper Flag story standpoint. It's just in the March Madness scheme of things and in the one-game system. Unfortunately, you have a couple of bad minutes, and it can turn the tide, and it can go final. Kenny Smith has a new pep in his step now that Duke has lost as well, too.
Yeah, of course.
He seems excited about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Cooper shouldn't have been taking that shot. I'm not upset with the shot. Obviously, I'm upset he missed it. But I think that was a decent shot for him. I mean, their size did make that. I'm more upset that, like I mentioned already, they went 10 minutes and 30 seconds, probably about 30 minutes to 45 in real time, and they didn't get a single shot. They made one freaking point. In the last 8:17 of the game, they made one field goal.
And that Proctor dribbling off his leg as well too.
Yeah, that was the weirdest. And I remember pointing to that.
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me 2016 Curry. A little too overconfident. He's throwing away the turnovers in the finals.
Yep.
Like, what's going on here? Like what? You can't even dribble. Like, this is basic stuff. Like, we're not expecting something crazy. Like, just dribble around, and he can't even dribble the ball. Like, it's insane. It wasn't so much the mistakes of missing the shots, because everyone's gonna miss or make shots. but they didn't really create any good looks for themselves. They didn't run any plays, and I think they were led a little bit too much by Cooper, by these young guys who didn't, don't have that experience. And they finally met their match. Finally their talent didn't win out, even though it was close.
Wow, where would you rank this on your disappointing sports moments scale?
I have to. It's pretty high up
Because
there.
again, like
It's pretty high up there.
if you
I
think
mean,
of the
there's the
Chiefs
Pittsburgh
past,
Kansas City loss.
if you just think
Yeah.
like Kansas City alone, you didn't even really have championship expectations until Mahomes got there. You had good team expectations, but you guys weren't
Well,
supposed to
I
like
thought Alex
win the
Smith.
Super Bowl.
Let's not win the Super Bowl, but I thought we could have beaten that Pittsburgh team that last year with Alex Smith
Yeah.
when it was still Le'Veon Bell. I think we still should have beaten that team. Big Ben was still there. I was disappointed in that. I was disappointed, and the Kansas has disappointed me all the time. The basketball team. Trying to think. But in terms of like ones that I've been invested in, and I'm like, oh, like they're gonna do it. I'm chilled out. They're having the same game. I'm like, all right, they're just gonna come down and hit a couple threes. Like I will say, this one is the most like jaw dropping
Yeah.
sports thing that's happened to me. Like, oh my gosh, I'm like shell shocked. Like they actually lost. Like, what is going on here? And usually with football you can tell, but basketball, I mean, that's why the NBA, they have a series, to prevent stuff like this. Because if they're doing a series, like Duke is coming back and winning like 3 out of 5. Like they're definitely beating them in a 7-game series. But this is like the first game 1 win that everyone's like, whoa, what's going on? You remember that time when I think it was it the Bucks beat the Celtics? And then they were like, oh no, I think it was the Celtics beat the Bucks. And this was before Tatum really came on. And they're like, oh, is Al Horford the Giannis stopper or something?
Yeah.
And then Paul Pierce was saying some crazy stuff. And then they went out and won the next 4. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of those. Or like, I think the Raptors, didn't they beat, or the one year.
The Raptors were down 0-2
like
to Milwaukee, yeah. And then they won 4
Yeah,
in a row.
yeah. And everyone's like, whoa, like, oh no, it's like the 1-8. And they went out and finished it. So it's one of those things where it's like, people understand basketball is, literally miss or make. And so that's why they have the 7-game series at the professional level.
I don't know. I think that Houston's competitiveness would definitely give them a series. But yeah, I mean, it would be hard for Duke not to win a series-style playoffs, through this team with the way that their talent is set up. But I mean, Houston, Calvin Sampson, there's still, I think, some coaching and some player hierarchy stuff that's still to set out. Like, as much as we were crowning Cooper Flag, like John Shire as well, too. Like you're saying, that's a whole 10-minute stretch of basketball where it felt like the offense was really lacking, and Sampson was able to get the team to lock in and have competitiveness in a real way. And, Shire is still right in that mix for top coach, next coach up. But
that's true.
Still a
but
tough
I
game.
think this will be one of the ones that he'll look back and be like, I really think we could have done better here.
Yeah.
Like, I should have done better here. Like, this is going to be one of the ones, I think it's one of those things where people don't realize your opportunity until it's kind of passed you by, especially early on in careers and stuff. And when you don't have, like, a lot of losses and stuff. And, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty tough for Shire to top the level of talent this team had in upcoming years. Not saying he can't do it, but to have Mount West, I mean, these guys are going to have really productive. 4 to 5 guys on this team are going to have really productive NBA careers. Like, I don't think that's a hot take. And looking back on it, you're going to be like, wow, like they had all this and they lost, like, in this way too. Like, it's going to sting as time moves on, especially for the people who are going to be locked in on it.
This does feel like that Kentucky team is probably the best comparison for this team, at least in recent history, of just the top talent.
Yeah, where Booker's coming off the bench.
Yeah, literally the 6th man on the lineup is first team All-NBA level talent decade later. But the way that team was just undefeated and running through that tournament, and felt like the way that team was assembled as well, too, like we were saying, with Booker off the bench. But the perimeter that he provided with the interior defense of Towns and Cauley-Stein, and then you had the Harrison twins, like a perfect complement to each other. Like, that team was just perfectly set up, and then, Wisconsin somehow gets a win over them in the Final Four.
Sam Decker, Frank the Tank.
I still
Now
don't
look
even
at
know how
where the
that
heck those
happened.
guys are now. like, like, like this got to be someone waking up at night being like, "How the heck did Sam Decker beat me?"
I
Like,
think about it
how
once
the
a
heck
week.
is Frank?
I honestly don't know how it
Like,
happened. I'm gonna have to go back
and
and
it's gonna
rewatch
be
the
the
game
same
at
with
some
this
point
team.
just to remind myself.
It's gonna be the same with this team. Are there any NBA players on this Houston team? Like this is an honest question. I'm not even trying to like
No, it
disparage
is a
these
real
guys after
question,
winning.
and I mean, we could look at
Well,
draft boards, we could do all the projection stuff. I think, we're
yeah,
not writing anybody off, but it's fair to ask in the moment what the NBA talent projected out is. And yeah, I mean, Houston feels like a very this year sort of college centric type team,
yeah,
but just being more in the moment, cognizant of the runs of these teams, like it makes more sense. But I think you're right. Especially the hindsight of this stuff, like we don't know what the NBA careers are, but it's difficult to imagine that there's not a lot of productive NBA basketball to be played for some of these Duke guys. So yeah, the only thing that really can't happen is the legacy at this point from this Duke team can only grow, and we actually realize how
yeah.
talented these players are.
Exactly, exactly. And I think it will be huge for. I think Malach is not. I don't know. I don't see.
Mmm.
I don't really see him translating as well. He's huge. I love his size, his agility and stuff. But you kind of need a little more. Like you can't just be Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Like like that. You have to be pretty good. I think nowadays you kind of need to shoot. You kind of. I don't know. We'll see. I think Malach is the main one. I'd be a little worried about. Kind of a Wiseman kind of thing where it's like, what exactly am I getting here? Besides a screen and roll guy. Um,
Yeah, you'd have to
but
see some
big
of the
guys
IQ
always
stuff.
stick around. Yeah, that's the main thing. But the other players, yeah, I think like Knuppel, like he's probably gonna be like one of the players. He's like really good rotation piece. Like I could see a Tyrese Maxey kind of like
Whoa,
shifty
yeah.
small guard, like not as fast, but like the guard. Or I mean, and obviously SGA is a high side of it. Like we didn't see SGA that great in Kentucky, so who knows? Like I think the high side of it is SGA, but I think like a reasonable thing is like probably like Tyrese Maxey, slower Tyrese Maxey, who finds buckets. Maybe like on the low end, it'd be like a TJ McConnell, definitely a rotation off the bench.
You're saying the peak Con Canuple could be the MVP of the league, like Shea?
Well, you see his herky jerky movement. You see his
MVP?
footwork. Who knows? I mean, did we see it from SGA in college? No one was sitting there being like, "Oh, this guy is going to be." You know,
Yeah, that's true.
we knew the talent
MVPs.
was there, but did we really? No one was saying he was going to be an NBA MVP. There's no way.
You think like when was the
Besides,
last
like
time a
maybe
white
Stan.
American guy won the MVP of the league?
I don't think he's going to win an MVP, but I think it's going to be. I think that's like the ceiling, like high ceiling. I don't think he's not. His build's not enough, but it is nice to see that the blueprint is there in the league for like a shifty scoring guard. You know,
I was gonna say Steve Nash, but Steve Nash
who
was Canadian as well too.
now he's also a much better passer.
Yeah.
He actually, you know, he's just a lot faster. Did he play on a college team? Now that I think about
He played. He played somewhere. He played at some small school. I'm not exactly sure where. But Santa Clara, maybe.
it. You know,
Something about that sounds
it
right.
is funny to go back and be like, wait, Larry Bird played on Indiana State?
Yeah.
Who? I've never seen those guys the rest of their
The
lives.
Sycamores.
Like,
We
it's
haven't
always
had like
funny
a
to go back.
second Sycamore revival since Larry Bird, unfortunately.
Just saying, not a single
Literally
one.
not one player since Larry Bird has emerged.
Like it's not even like hating on him. Like it's just a fact.
Like
Never, ever.
didn't Butler even like after Gordon Hayward left, like Butler had a second run back to the Final Four?
Yeah, they actually had a little bit because of. Did he stick around still? Their coach.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Stevens. I forget what that main
Coach.
guy's
Yeah,
name was, but they had that other
yeah,
sort of forward
yeah.
center guy.
They had a little bit. Yeah, they were all right. And them and Xavier always felt like they were around, and now they're gone. But
Yeah.
they used to be always around.
No, that was clearly a Brad Stevens thing instead of a Butler thing, but Clearly an NBA talent.
Man, running to the 3-point line and hitting the shot is it's what this tournament's going to be remembered for, I guess.
Cooper Flag, unfortunately, goes out early, people. It is what it is. Any last words for your guy Cooper Flag and the Duke run at all? Before we take off?
I just feel bad for him having to have that screenshot of his face being surprised by the foul haunt him. That's what everyone's posting now. His what?
What?
What? Kind of similar to Rasul not saying made it, gotta learn Chinese on the podcast. You're like,
Saying what?
and it was like, trying not to get caught in 4K. So they were talking, him and Simmons were talking. Which, shout out, by the way, to Zach Lowe being hired by the Ringer. I'm so glad Zach Lowe's back there.
We tried,
making
but
NBA content.
You know,
we were almost at him.
I think he said we were second.
Yeah.
Zach Lowe, when things don't work out, just throw him in Sam Pod will be here.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, now they're doing it's always by a brick wall. The sad interview with the coach, losing coach.
Shout out to Shire. Shout out to Sampson. Shout out to these runs. Duke, Florida will be fun, though. I think you're going to be missing out. Or Houston, Florida will be fun.
The third lowest scoring Final Four game in school history.
For Duke?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. 67 is not like a bad performance.
Are we getting a Ohio State thing here where we're like, we got to run it back?
With Duke?
I didn't like how
That's what I'm saying. Is Cooper Flag lock it in #1 pick? What are the odds now? What would you say if you were setting the poly market percentage for Cooper Flag going back? Is it 6%?
It's definitely gone down. Yeah.
10%? Is it in the double digits?
Is John Shire gonna sweet talk him? You got unfinished business. We need you here.
Because Proctor, you could talk Proctor into being back, and then Knuppel, you could be like, hey, if you go back and we win a title, you could be a top 5 pick. You and Flag both in the top 5?
Imagine that.
Like, Flag is already going to be a #1 pick no matter when he goes in, so you can just lock that down no matter what. So, Knuppel's stock goes up. Malik, he might be a lottery pick this year, but, I mean, what are the, could you have Flag, Nipple, and Malik go 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah, I don't know.
In 26?
That'd be crazy. Like Zion, RJ, and now they'd go.
Did Basta at 4? Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just still shell shocked.
Apologies
now
to
I know how Dallas fans feel like.
Yeah, Dallas fans would just be happy to be back in the Final Four, to be honest. But apologies to the Duke Blue Devil fans, though. Guys have had plenty of success in the past. It has been a little bit of a minute, and this is like one of the first actual real beloved Duke teams where I feel like America might be disappointed in a different type of way. Like you're saying, it's not
viewership is definitely going to be down in the final. There's no way there's going to be the same number of people watching if Cooper Flag was in there or not. They've been, and the networks have been hyping him up.
The league is upset that Cooper Flag and Duke is not in. I mean, it makes sense. They're obviously the main event team of the tournament, but I think Clayton's been good as well too. The college basketball people know that this is a great matchup. I think deserving, like we're saying, all 4 of these teams are all deserving. So it's not like there's a bad version of this national championship game. In terms of the landscape aspect of it, but it sets the stage for Clayton as well too to do something special, which is fun. I mean, the Cooper Flag sort of way the storyline could carry over into the NBA is cool. Like you're saying, the Jordan thing, hitting the clutch shot, winning the tournament, could all be fun stuff. But maybe Clayton in more of a Kemba Walker lane is the vibe for this year. I don't know if he'll end up being
You're really in on Clayton, huh?
I love Clayton. I think Clayton's gonna. Let's take Clayton, and the Spurs can take Clayton. Proctor or Clayton? That'd be a tough debate. I think I'd be leaning Clayton now.
Yeah, I would too. I would too.
First
He's
round, lock it in.
definitely. Yeah, I would too. I don't know.
You think Pritchard's
I
way
don't know.
better though?
It's yeah. I don't know how like NBA teams how they do it, like what they use for their metrics when they have these players that are playing great in the tournament, and they're like, nah, that's not an NBA player, you know. And it's like, didn't you just watch the games? And they're like, nah, we wouldn't take him.
It's
I
got to
don't
be
know,
just
like
like they
Shabazz Napier
have.
back in the
It's
day.
got to be like this team's like we're only drafting players over 6'5".
Well, yeah, but there's always some teams like there's under 6'5" players. And,
No,
like,
yeah, the Celtics will take Walter Clayton, and then yeah, some good team will take him, and he'll be good, and we'll be like, oh yeah, obviously the guy that put up 34 points in the Final Four game. I mean, he might be like he could be off the bench, like sixth, seventh man, impactful guy, give you 10, 11 points a game in the
but who
NBA.
was